In
Okay,
progress.
if you guys have a Twitter, please come on and feel free to comment under this tweet of Wera Hobson, the MP in Britain, who is trying to push misogyny laws, hate laws, right? And here's her article. We'll discuss that. But here's the official PMC fighting back. The concept of misogyny is hate speech. True. And your article is hate speech. True again. It's full of lies and false stats. Again, true. The fact that you are an MP and you spew misandry like this is shocking. Women suffer less violence than men, period. Yes. Women commit most of domestic violence to boot, which is all true. That's 100% true statement, that whole thing. And this comment here, we need politicians in office who are for the people, not someone who is against them. Men are citizens being demonized by their own government for the way they were born. Yes. And so before we get into this article, I just want you guys to come on here, or even ladies, and say you want someone, this woman should be booted out of government. This is no different than the KKK being in government. It's a hate movement. Now, making misogyny hate crime is a vital step to tackle violence against women and girls. Notice these absolute cowards always hide behind children. There's never been a time when someone just attacked a little girl for being a girl. So, and actually women don't get attacked either. Let's see, the news that Priti Patel will reject the proposal is bitterly disappointing. Okay, whoever Priti Patel, I'm sorry for bugging up the name, is, thank you. First, Boris Johnson claimed that widening the scope would increase the problem and overrun the police. Well, that's neither here nor there. It is demonizing half the citizens for the way they were born. That's what's important. Now, Priti Patel claims it could be more harmful to women and girls who are victims of violence. See, even the ones who try and push back don't. They're still making victims, this false victimhood narrative. Let's see. Here are these fake stats. 97% of women in the UK have experienced sexual harassment. Notice these terms to make things worse. That just means some guy they didn't like came on to them. That's all it means. 90%, this is an appalling rejection for reflection of our society and lays bare the deep-rooted problem in the UK. Well, that's a total lie. Other research shows that a lot of women have experienced or witnessed street harassment in the local area. Street harassment just means, again, a guy calling out a woman, saying something to her like, hey, baby, or coming on to her. And research just what means, what they polled women. So last year, information released naming 3,000 schools. Okay, that's a huge number. Are they going to include children's schools? Following claims of sexual harassment, rape, and harassment. Rape is non-existent pretty well. Sexual assault and harassment, again, are just terms meaning some guy is talking back to a woman. He's either coming on to her and she doesn't like it, or he's talking back to her, doesn't know his betters. An organization named Everyone's Invited collated over 54,000 testimonies. See, these are just testimonies revealing the extent of which women and girls are subject to harassment and abuse from very young ages. Okay, so they're going to include, not just universities, they're going to include high schools, they're going to include junior highs, and I suspect they'll even at least include middle schools. I wouldn't surprise if they went to kindergarten, to tell you the truth, elementary. So these women who's hiding behind little girls and trying to make them victims, a part of her womanhood, she is out to attack little boys. These people are violent to boys. And that's why whoever the official PMC was 100% right about this. Women commit most of the domestic violence to boot. Yes, because here is a woman exercising violence against young boys, or she's trying to. This woman needs to be fired and booted out of her position. Let's see. The law must be expanded to misogyny carries the same punishment as hate crimes based on race, religion, sexual orientation, disability, and transgender identity. I agree. Feminism is a hate movement and they should be put behind bars. Making misogyny a hate crime would target the root of, no, I'm not listening to that. Okay. Now, women project what they think onto men. Their mindset onto men. I want you to reverse what I'm about to say, just reverse the sexes. Ultimately, misandry and sexism is accepted, and inappropriate behavior is seen as an entitlement right of women. See, I just reversed it and put it what's actually going on. This woman feels entitled to do whatever she likes to men of her own country that she's supposed to be looking after. And of course, they mentioned the workplace, and all you guys know, all you working stiffs know that you can't do, you got to walk on eggshells in your workplace. So this is just a bullshit lie. Feminists are always liars. They never tell the truth. They are against truth. Now, and of course, they're talking about more equal society. Again, a total lie, total mirror of distortion of the truth. Feminists are a hate movement. They are completely against equality. They want men completely under the thumb of women, period. Okay, looking back this year in International Women's Day, nothing has changed. That's a lie itself. The misandry has only ramped up completely. Countless women are still plagued by violence, untrue, and harassment ranging from inappropriate comments and touching to cyber flashing, rape, and murder. See how rape and murder is almost non-existent for women by men. So what you're really talking about is inappropriate comments, and notice that could be almost anything. Matter of fact, it will be anything. It'll be just some woman doesn't like a guy's face, and so she goes to the police and say, just put this guy behind jail. Put him behind bars. I don't like him. And even talking about, you know, the culture of misogyny prevalent in the Met Police. Well, these are the guys, these are the attack dogs that throw men behind bars at a woman's word. And they're still considered misogynists. So, you know, it doesn't matter. These women have no shame, no honor whatsoever. Of course, they talk a spate of drink spiking came to light. A third of women have been spiked or know someone who has, according to the YouGov research. What's research now? Again, it's probably just pulling women asking their opinions. What's really happened is some woman couldn't hold her liquor, and she spread her legs for a guy she normally wouldn't have. That's the problem. That's what they want. Now, I don't think there's any reason for me to read the rest of this garbage, because that's what it is. And we know what it's about. Oh, here's one. A misogynistic, violent comments. They're always violent too. They're not just insulting or exchanged casually. Getting a woman into bed is like spreading butter. It can be done with a bit of effort using a credit card, but it's quicker or easier just to use a knife. Yeah, that was dark humor. But what it is what I think the credit card issue, but that was more of a pain than the knife. This guy was basically saying it's almost impossible to get a woman in bed, but you basically need a credit card. The guy actually admit that male-female interactions are those of prostitution, and that's what she's really pissed about. Now, like I say, I won't bother with the rest of this, but I'm telling you now, please don't be afraid. If you have a Twitter, to put your voice in the official PMC, because this is your freedom this woman wants to take away from you. Make no mistake about this. Thank you.